Martell Holt, star of Love and Marriage in Huntsville, recently broke the no contact order before appealing his conviction for domestic abuse. Does this imply that he will be returning to prison? Welcome back to my channel, which is your go-to place for music, pop culture news, reality TV, entertainment, and much more. To ensure you don't miss any breaking news when we go live or upload, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. We reluctantly recap Love and Marriage Huntsville every week, but occasionally we will discuss some of the side stories because they are related to a side story we previously discussed, which was Martell Holt's arrest for harassing communications. We now know this because when he was first arrested, we were unaware that it involved Melody Cherie Rogers, his co-star and former wife on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Last night, it was revealed that he had broken a no-contact order. However, before we discuss what this means, allow me to briefly provide you with some background. So a big thank you to our friends at Urban Bell. This is stated in an article about his conviction for domestic abuse against Melody Cherie Rogers that was released more than 7 months ago. According to reports, Martel, the star of Love and Marriage Huntsville, was found guilty earlier this month of DV harassment communications against Melody Cherie Rogers, his ex-wife. Based on court records that Urban Bell exclusively obtained, Martel was found guilty on May 2nd and sentenced to 12 months of supervised probation, 30 days of suspended jail time, and a fine exceeding $500. Additionally, he must avoid all communication with Melody. It's crucial to remember that Martel later filed an appeal of the decision and is currently free on bond while the matter is being handled. That's crucial to understand. According to earlier reports, Martel was detained in January on a DV warrant. In July 2023, Melody received the warrant for the charge. This happened after KW, a former friend of Martel's paramour, disclosed a scheme to use the paramour to post an explicit video on of social media that featured Melody. And it appears that the video was of Melody and Martel, but if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, you'll know Martel is attempting to portray that Melody was also a cheater, even in this week's episode. They remind us that Melody described what Martel did to get her the warrant in the most recent Love and Marriage Huntsville season premiere. Melody said that Martel had threatened to cut off their communication in a text message. After that, he sent a screen grab of the message from the Love and Marriage video that they had shot. However, the image that Martel had sent Melody was not displayed. Melody claimed that Martel's scheme to put her under the guise meant that she had cheated on him with another man, and she verified that the screenshot was taken from a video they had shot together when they were married. Therefore, prior to the warrant being issued, Martel's former friend paramour took to social media to accuse Martel and her friend of plotting. According to Urban Bell, she said she instructed Martel's paramour not to release the video, and it also raises the possibility that this could harm Martel in his ongoing custody battle with Melody. In addition to full custody, Melody wants their kids to be able to post on Love and Marriage Huntsville and other social media platforms. Their custody case is open and no longer in mediation per recent court documents that Ireland was able to obtain. In addition, Martel needs to show that he had a psychological evaluation. Now, I know we joke and make jokes about Martel's problems, but based on the behavior we've seen on the show, I think it's kind of a telltale sign. It's similar to when we were discussing Real Housewives Pomac and what TJ was doing to Stacey. Some of the things we see on camera may be much worse off camera. If you haven't watched the show, you probably don't understand what we're talking about, but Martel has once again displayed some extremely disturbing behavior in recent seasons. There have been indications of simply abusive behavior. I recall going on a tirade at one point, asking why we were permitting an abused person to film with her abuser. I remember saying that a couple years ago. This leads us to our current issue, which is that based on this new Urban Bell report, I brought up Martell Holt's prior conviction and the no contact order they violated. As his harassing communications appeal hearing draws near, Martell Holt finds himself in hot water again. An Alabama judge heard a motion from the Huntsville, Alabama district attorney to revoke his bond order last Friday, which could result in his return to jail. You know, I Googled schmoll and said, so what is, these are legal terms that don't always mean what they sound like, but I was like, okay, I think this is what it means. So I looked it up online and found that, you know, in essence, you could go back to jail. According to documents that Urban Bell was able to obtain, the judge imposed a no-contact order on Martel and Melody. Melody was the only person Martel could reach about their ongoing custody dispute. In spite of this decision, the Huntsville, Alabama court stated in the motion that Melody was frequently contacted by Martel or Martel's associates regarding matters unrelated to their divorce settlement. The dad even mentions a scene in which Martel insisted on knowing why Melody had visited their office. The city of Huntsville, through its assistant city attorney, respectfully moves this honorable court to amend the defendant's bond stated above in the document that states City of Huntsville versus Martell Holt in the motion to revoke bond. The motion states the following in support of said motion. Thus, these are the things that they emphasize. On May 2, 2024, the defendant agreed to the facts stated in the case described above. The defendant was found guilty of harassing communications, given a probationary period, and ordered to avoid any contact with the victim, Melody Rogers, unless specified in their divorce agreement. 3. The defendant has been in constant contact with the victim regarding issues that are not covered by their divorce agreement since posting his appeal bond. 4, they stated that the victim spoke with the undersigned about our impending trial on this particular date. The defendant called the victim after she left my office and demanded to know why she was there. Since the defendant or someone close to the defendant may be watching her, the victim feels threatened and afraid for her safety. After all, how do you know I met the dad? That's disturbing behavior. And if you watch Love and Marriage, you'll see what I mean. In Huntsville, we have seen and heard about Martel's appearance at the restaurant where Melly was going on a date. He also appeared to exhibit disturbing behavior during the last season or so, which suggests that he still wants to be with Melody. It's actually a little frightening. Finally, they state that the city asks the honorable court to change the defendant's appeal bond and conditions of release to state that he is not allowed to have any direct or indirect contact with the victim for any reason other than child custody matters because of the defendant's repeated behavior. Thus, on the 22nd of this month, this was turned in. The problem is that while I was getting ready for this video, this got me to thinking. This contributes to the fact that Melly is unwilling to communicate with anyone connected to or associated with Martell Holt. She can't say it on the show for legal reasons because it breaks the fourth wall and discusses topics they aren't allowed to talk about, but this is part of the reason why she says she wants to draw a line in the sand regarding her friendships with the members of this group. However, now that we know Destiny is loyal to Martell, it makes more sense why she is saying I can't be friends with you, I definitely can't be friends with you, I can't be friends with you, and we're not friends because I trust you, I'm not friends with Destiny. To stay on the show and be able to support Modini, Martell is her bread and butter and her piggy bank. That's all e-commerce now. I can now see why Mel feels that I can't be associated with anyone who calls Martell a friend, because I can't be sure that whatever I say won't reach him, and anything that does could jeopardize my safety. Furthermore, how did he know she was at the DA's office when I mentioned safety in jeopardy? Does he know that someone at the DA's office is following her on his behalf who she is unaware of? Because of Martell Holt's previous actions on Love and Marriage Huntsville, I wouldn't rule that out again. All of this is extremely upsetting once more. I'm not sure if this will formally result in his arrest, but it won't help his custody case or his appeal of his recent conviction for DV harassment communications. It should come as no surprise to you guys that Martell Holt has broken this court order. As always, let's continue this discussion in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video. To ensure you don't miss any breaking news when we upload or go live, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. I appreciate you watching.